Greetings, citizens of the internet. I'm Static Buzz, and I'm going to be making a Chronicles series for Final Fantasy XIV Online, A Realm Reborn, Shadowbringers, all that good stuff. And you might be asking, well, what is a Chronicles series? Chronicles is where I take an MMORPG and I start a new character, play all the way through max level, show you guys endgame content and that kind of stuff. And everything in between, 0 to hero, max level, is what we're going to experience, and also the end game. And I figured I should do one for Final Fantasy XIV because it is my favorite MMO of all time. And I should chronicle this one before any other ones, so that's what I'm going to do. I will talk about why this is my favorite and whatnot later on in the episode. I will also be telling you guys what my plan is for my jobs throughout the leveling experience, what I'm going to do. I'm going to start off as a Marauder so I can start in Limsa Laminza, but other than that, I'm not going to share anything until later because I figure I'm going to want to get the character created muy pronto. Alright, so let's go ahead and start a new character. And I normally don't play females, but then my son mentioned something to me when we were talking about it the other day. And one of the things that we talked about was, well, what do you want to look at the whole time you're playing? Well, I would rather be looking at a female than a male character, that's for sure. We don't want it to be ginormous, but a little bit more than average is good. Skin color is fine. Kind of tail do we want to give her? I kind of like the fluffy tail on her. We'll go with that. What kind of length? Too much. That looks good. Alright, and hairstyle, definitely not going with the default. We want to change it up some. Kind of like that. It's fancy. Maybe without the bangs. Bangs, no bangs. Bangs, no bangs. Bangs, no bangs. No bangs. Alright, we'll go with that. Hair color is good. I wouldn't normally go red, but that with the tail looks nice, so we're going to go with that. Alright, so we got faces. This one, no markings, some markings, some markings, and some more markings. So, don't know why, but I'm kind of liking this one more. Go with that. And what are we looking at here? Jaw type. Default. Well, actually, it gave me 2 as a default there. I kind of like number 4. Go with that. And eye shape. Boom, 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 boom. Go with those. Your iris is large, small. I'm going to go small. Eye color kind of goes with her hair. We'll leave it as is. Eyebrows. Yeah, we'll go with the first one there. Nose. Not sure why, but I like that one. Go with that. And mouth. Alright, we'll go with the kissable lips. It is a female, so maybe we'll go with some little darker ones. There we go. Nope. No scars. Leave her unblemished. Don't care for the tattoos. Alright, so these are extra face paints that you can have. Well, excuse me. Can't really see some of them because of her hair. You can change the color. I think she's already got markings, so we'll just go ahead and leave her the way she is. Alright. We'll go with that one. I like this one for some reason. Alright. Save appearance data. We're going to go ahead and save that in the 5. Say yes. Data saved. Give her birthday of today. Which is the 23rd. And this is the 10th one. So since October is her birthday, we're going to give her the 10th deity or whatever these are. They don't really, the birth date and this don't really mean much. So, all right. So now let's get into jobs. Jobs, you can switch jobs after level 10 and completing the job quest at level 10. You can switch to any job you want as long as you meet the level requirement. There are some that you got to be 30, some you got to be 50, and so on and so forth. But for any of the ones that you meet the level requirement, which would be all the ones in this list, you can switch to. So on the bottom left, you will see that it says Ul'dah. That is the starting city. Laminza is the one we want to start in, so we're going to start a Marauder, but I'll go over these in general, what these are. Gladiator is kind of a knight-like class. It turns into a paladin. It is, what's the word I'm looking for? A tank. That's what I'm looking for. The role is tank. Pugilist turns into monk. The role is a melee DPS, and they do hand-feet combination, that kind of stuff. Marauder, you would think, looking at it with the big axe, it would be DPS, but it's not. It's actually tank. So melee, tank, DPS, not DPS, but it's tank, but you know what I'm saying, it does melee DPS. Lancer is a DPS with a spear. They have medium armor, heavy armor, light armor, heavy armor. Archer, just like it sounds, a bow user turns into a bard. They use leather armor, so I think the medium. Lancer uses the same armor as the archer, and they turn into a dragoon later on. Then you have the disciples of magic. Conjurer, sounds like you'd be conjuring stuff, but they're really the healers. They turn into white mages. All these wear cloth armor for the magic ones. Thaumaturge, I'm probably saying that wrong, but whatever, is your basic mage class. They turn into black mages. Arcanist, they are your summoner class. They turn into summoners later on, and that is pretty much it. You can see where they start, like I said, at the bottom left. And we're going Marauder, so let's do that. We're going to select another. We're going to go Marlborough because I already have a character on there. And you see the star, which means that it's a preferred server, meaning that you get an XP bonus for any new characters created on this world. So that's what we're going to grab one of those. Marlborough's good. Give her a name. If I can click the right buttons. All right, so let's say I don't know, something, it's something. She's cheery at least. All right, so so you know, I am not going to skip cutscenes. This is going to be a chronicle of how long everything takes without skipping through cutscenes for the main story. I'm going to stick to mainly the main scenario quest, doing side quests only as they unlock things and as I need them. An example would be at level 5 for the main scenario quest, you need level 5 equipment and in like 4 or 5 slots. So there are quests that I'm going to do to give me that equipment so I don't have to buy it, that kind of stuff. The other one will be quests to unlock features like the ability to change my hairstyle and that kind of stuff. I will be doing those quests, and we'll go over what those are and how they look in the game when we get there. And here we go. Cutscene number 1.
Here. Here. Feel.
Alright, and then we're going to be on a boat. I can't read pirate, so I'm just going to do my translation. Are you alright, lass? You're moaning in your sleep and sweating buckets besides rolling on the ship's got your stomach churning, has it? Don't seem like seasickness. Now that I look at you, it'll be the aether then, I reckon. Some are more sensitive to the stuff than others, see, and we aren't too far from Vlybran now, which is chock full of aetherites. No need to fret, though. You'll soon get used to it. He's not used to the boat. Might as well have been bloomin' seasickness. Ship's leaping around like a demented chocobo today. I reckon I might head out on the deck, get myself a breath of fresh air. Limsa Lomenza's still a far way off, in case you were wondering, seeing as you're awake and all. How about you keep me company till we get there? Bet you'd like that. Them young'uns don't much care for conversation, see? I'm not going to tell you who they are, because we'll see them later, but they are part of the main story. Any roads, Brennan's the name, and peddling's my trade. Keep hearing that boat creaking in the background. Think there's somebody behind me in my room or something. Why is there no music? I'm pretty sure it's on. I don't think I turned it off. Ah, smell that salty sea breeze. Now then, lass, judging by your unusual garment, I'd say you're one of them new adventurers. Am I warm? Oh, the silent protagonist nod number one. I knew it. Going wherever the wind blows, seeking fortune and glory. Now that's what I call living. So long as you can avoid dying, I mean. Ain't no secret that adventuring's a risky business, these days especially. What was it that first attracted you to it? Gain the power. The power. Power, as in power to do good, like protecting the weak and fighting for what's right and all that? Aye, I thought that's what you meant. Well, adventurers do get up to a lot of fighting, that's for sure. You'll never be short of a chance to polish your warcraft in the adventure business. Once you make port, you best sign up with at the Adventurers Guild. They'll set you on the right path. And it wouldn't hurt to join a guild neither. Limsub's home to a few. Oh, excuse me. So if you fancy learning how to swing an axe or even sling a spell, you should think about seeking one out. Just remember, though, there's more important things than fortune and glory, such as breathing. Ain't no profit in being dead, and that's a fact. Uh-oh. Warning alarm. Ah! We're under attack. Ships off the starboard bow. Pirates colors. Pirates, bloody hells. Have you no sense? Get below. Yeah, we should get below. Let's go. Bum, bum, bum. There's the twins hiding in the corner. What is the world coming to? Pirates firing on a ship flying Luminzen colors? Jerks either have a buttload of balls or buggers all for brains. Y'all can rest easy, friends. We've made it out of cannon range, and no buccaneers bark'll catch this flighty temptress once the wind's in her sails. That was too bleeding close. Glad one of us kept her head on her shoulders. I reckon I'd lost mine otherwise. If them pirates gave up the chase, we must be close to port. Let's head on up on deck and have us a look, shall we? Dooby-dooby-doo. Alright, just so you guys know, I am playing on PC. I'm playing with a controller though. And I have a NVIDIA RTX 3080 or 3080 RTX, whichever order they go in. I have a pretty decent computer, so everything's pumped to the maximum. I'll double check it, but I'm pretty sure. By the by, is this your first trip to Laminza? I'm going to say no, because he goes into a spiel about everything that's in Laminza, and we're going to discover that anyways. Thought not, but I'll wager that have been some changes since your last visit. Allow a Jeremy itinerant to appraise you of the current state of affairs. Laminza prides itself on being Eorza's foremost naval power. He's going to say it anyways. Weren't too long ago that the place was ruled by pirates, but thanks to the current admiral citizen influence, civilizing influence. Okay. The admiral's civilizing influence, the city-state could almost pass for a respectable nation. You never guessed she was once a rum-swilled buccaneer herself. Of course, most folks ain't so quick to change, and with a town full of liberty-loving ruffians, you can imagine how many naysayers and troublemakers she's got to deal with. like them pirates who took a fancy to us just now. And if that weren't bad enough, I've heard that the Sahagin are raiding the coast just as bold as you please. Them are the sea-dwelling beastmen the locals call fishbacks. In case you didn't know. Ah, at long last, land ho. Behold, Limsa Lominsa, a nation blessed by the ocean's bounty and beloved by Limland, goddess of navigation. And here we go, here we go, here we go, go.
On a windswept isle in the southwestern corner of the realm, amidst the roiling waves of the Rotano Sea, lies the maritime city-state of Limsa Lominsa.
He takes way too long in between each sentence statement.
To this haven for bandits and brigands, cutthroats and curs, seekers of both freedom and fortune, comes a lone adventurer.
Lone adventurer? I'm sure there's more than me. Can't be the only one. I'm the chosen one, yeah.
Lone yet not alone, for the hero's arrival has drawn the gaze of the nation's patron deity, Lim Lane.
Oh, it's Lim Lane. Not Lim Leon.
What realm-shaking fate has she descried in the churning waters of this mortal's future?
We shall find out. And here's where we part ways, lass. Don't really like being called the lass, but okay. I'm off to the market to deliver me my wares. Then it's on to the high road for me. Here, I want you to have this, by the way, of thanks for saving my butt earlier. Hey, you never did tell me your name, did you? Well, here's an idea. Become the sort of storied personage I can brag about having met, and I'll consider us square.
Through peril and hardship, discovery and triumph, may the navigator guide this brave soul on her life's voyage. Till sea swallows all.
I don't want to be swallowed by the sea. That'd be a short adventure. Come on. Final Fantasy XIV. A new MMORPG from Square Enix. Just playing. It's not new, but it is brought to you by Square Enix. Her boots squeak a lot. There's some squeaking going on with them boots. These boots were made for squeaking, and that's just what they'll do. One of these days, these boots are gonna squeak all over you. Hey, you there! I mean you. This is my district, and I'm making my business to know all the scum that washes up in it. You just call me scum, dude? Ah, an adventurer fresh off the boat, is it? Well then. Allow one of Limsa Lominsa's finest to set you on the right path. Hop to it, lass. I haven't got all day. got quite the cocky attitude. Welcome to Limsa Lominsa, a bustling city-state filled with scoundrels and brigands, the rough-cut diamond of the Rotano Sea. Please select the control scheme. We're going to use gamepad, and I like it better. It's more comfortable, especially with a mic in front of me. Follow the instructions to move your character. When you're ready, does it speak to no for the gamepad guide? Close this up. Alright, initiating quest. I am not going to read all these. You can read them. We'll go through it as we do it. We're just going to click on the PlayStation. It's the X button. On the, if you're using Xbox controller, it's the A button. Or you can just left click on them twice, I believe, for mouse and keyboard. Let's find out. Decline. No, it's right click. So you select them with the left mouse button and right click to do otherwise. Alright, let's decline and let's get rid of this. Alright. A button, A button. Alright. Coming to Limsa Lominsa. To be recognized as an adventurer in the city-state of Limsa Lominsa, you must first register with the Adventurers Guild. He's going to tell us all about it. Now then, I'm sure you're itching to explore, but adventurers are required to register their presence in the city, and without a bit of local knowledge, you are like to get your throat slit in some piss-stinking alley. He's not very good at grammar, I guess. So before you do anything else, get yourself over to the Drowning Winch and enroll with the Adventurers Guild. And he's going to look over to the lift operator. Y'all, it's not far. Just head straight down the street and speak with Grayfar. He'll show you how to work the big moving platform we call the Crow's Lift. And that'll take you up to the pub. Once you're there, look for a fellow by the name of Botteron. He's the proprietor of the winch. He might curse like an ale-sodden sailor, but the man's got a soft spot for wide-eyed newcomers like yourself. He'll set you straight. Got all that? Good. Now run along and may the navigator guide you on your journey. Here we go, here we go. You have quests, duties, yes, we got that. Alright, so using a controller, if you hit your start button, it'll bring up your menu. You can go to journal. You can click on a journal, look at the map, it'll show you where you need to go, that kind of good stuff. I know where we need to go, so we're just going to head on over. Grayfar, the lift attendant. Welcome to Limsa Lominsa. If you have a mind to visit the Drowning Winch, the Crow Lift will take you there. Yes, we want to go get drunk at the Drowning Winch. I don't know if I would actually come to a place called the Drowning Winch. Sounds kind of dangerous. Alright, so you see that icon? That icon is the quest complete icon. Guess I should have went over what the quest available icon look like. That's what I'll call it. Quest available. I don't know what else you would call it. Greetings to ye. What's with last? What'll it be? But you're I gotta translate. But you aren't here for the drink, are you? You have come with a mind to try your hand at adventuring, I reckon. Well, you'll find no shortage of work here in Limsa. The name's Botteron, and this most hospitable of hostelries is the Drowning Winch. It's also the home of the Adventurers Guild here in Limsa. That's why we've got a desk especially for handling guild business, and why I seem to spend more time saving the necks of whelps like yourself than wetting the throats of my regulars. Adventurers have a knack for finding trouble. Yes, they do, but it's fun. Not that they need it in these parts on account of there being trouble wherever you look. If you manage to steer clear of the fishbacks and the kobolds outside the city, the pirates on the inside will get you instead. And if they don't manage, there's always the Garlean Empire to finish the job. No one knows what they're planning, of course, but if they're planning anything, you can be sure it's to kill the lot of us. The Garlean Empire is kind of the bad guys, so you know, but we'll get to that. This town seems peaceful at a glance, but look again and you'll see people living in fear of what tomorrow might bring. And who can blame them? After everything that's happened, Eorza took a mighty blow during the calamity. But our homes weren't the only things that were wiped off the face of existence by the thrice danged jerk of a dragon. It took our bleeding memories too, and no one has been able to explain it in a way as to make an ounce of sense. None of the folks what saw it and lived to tell the tale seem to agree on how the tale actually goes. It's all foggy, like recollections from a hard night on the ale. You can imagine why people might fear the future if they can't recall the past. But there is one thing we all remember, and that's the group of adventurers who laid down their lives to drag Eorzea back from the brink when she was bound for the abyss. Well, I say we remember. Truth is, though, we ain't forgotten what they did for us. This dang calamity spawn memory loss robbed us of their names. It won't even let us picture their darn faces. It's like staring at a seagull flying in front of the sun. All you see is her mind's eye is a shadow set against a blinding glare, and that's how every bugger describes it. By the way, give or take the odd goal. It's this what's got people calling those heroes the warriors of light. If Limbs is ever going to put this time of darkness behind it, it's going to need adventurers to help banish the fear. It's going to need new heroes like the ones we've lost. Maybe one day you'll be one of them, and that's why any aid we can give to an adventurer is effort well spent. What say ye, lass? You willing to lend us your strength? Silent protagonist nod number 2. My thanks to you and the navigator and all. I knew she'd steer you my way for a reason. Lots and lots of text. All right. Oh, but listen to me yattering on like a sun-touched fishwife. It's high time we got your mark in my book. Put your scrawl right there. All right, I'm putting my scrawl right there. Solstice Lunar Fury, is it? And a fine name it is. Well, I hope so. It came up within like a 0.5 seconds. Congratulations, you're now an upstanding member of the Adventurers Guild. You adventurer, you sailed in on the last ferry, did you not? The captain reported being attacked by a pirate vessel, and several witnesses have testified independently that a passenger matching your description went out on the deck mere moments before the incident took place. Sending your friends signals, were you? Oh my gosh, they're blaming me for the attack? Come on, I didn't do nothing but walk up there because a guy wanted me to go up there. Maybe his red outfit's what triggered him. Now hold on just a moment there, officer. You got the wrong lass. This fine, upstanding young lady is my dear departed grandma's sister's niece's cousin's closest companion. The last wouldn't be caught dead fraternizing with such unsavory elements. Is that right? Are you surely aware of the recent kidnappings? Respectfully, then, we cannot be too trusting of outsiders at a time when loyalty of even our closest friends is in doubt. You make a good point there, officer. Very good point. Very wise. You needn't worry, though. I keep one eye open at all times. Me and two more often than not. Now, sir, what do you say to a tankard of my finest ale before you return to your duties, eh? Not a watered-down cup of piss like last time, I should hope. I haven't got the faintest idea what you're on about, officer. The wench might offer some of the cheapest grog this side of the Strait of Merlthor, but that don't mean it won't get you good and pickled. And look, there's a chair over there just crying out to be sat on. So go kick off them heavy boots, eh? You'll have to excuse these eager blood yellow jackets. There's been a spat of kidnapping, see, and they ain't got a clue who's behind it. Naturally, they've taken to clapping irons on anyone who looks vaguely suspicious, which means adventurers, visitors, and pretty much every buggard else in this town. Don't take it personal, though. Us Limsons can be an headstrong bunch of jerks. It's true, but given time, we'll grow on you. Now, where was I? Oh yeah, welcome to Limsa Lominza, where the seas are green and the faces of my patrons after a few too many black belly whiskeys. I'll take a moment to gather your wits and we'll get started with learning the ways of the city. Here we go. And complete that quest. Alright. Concludes the quest. Alright, so now the main scenario quest unlocks. In the first one, that symbol right there, tree above his head that gets smaller. It stays the same size on the screen no matter how much I zoom in. That is the main scenario quest marker. We're going to go ahead and talk to him. Right then, let's start you off nice and easy with 3 tasks that'll help you get used to life in Limsa. Firstly, if you head down a floor, you then point your nose to the west, you'll get an eyeful of the great glowing crystal in the middle of the courtyard. That is an aetherite, a device which can move you from one place to another in the blink of an eye. Ain't no swifter way to travel, providing there's an aetherite where you want to go, of course. Have a chat with the yellow jacket on guard down there, and you'll be treated to a lecture on the workings of the device. Before you do that, though, remember to touch the thing. Strange as it sounds, it won't work until you have. Second on the list is the marketplace. You'll find weapons and armor and all your adventuring bits and pieces for sale in the district which lies beyond the aetherite. Don't go throwing your gill around just yet, though, or you'll get fleeced quicker than you could say, "Why is my coin purse so light?" Have a word with Swazblot instead. He's the head of the Merchant League, by the way. Give him this old octant, and he'll treat you well. For the last of me helpful hints, I suggest you meet some fellow axe wielders at the Marauder Guild. I guarantee you'll learn a few new tricks for swinging that head splitter on you. A head splitter of yours if you join the crew. Blathota at the front desk is the one to get you started. Got all that last? Seeing to them 3 tasks will take you on a little bit of a jaunt around the city and help you work out everything where everything is. Now, I best be getting on. Run along, eh? Bugger it. There I go. Sending you off without telling you something crucial. That bloody calamity made a right mess of my memory, I swear. Well, that or the ale. Any roads, while you're out, if you happen to pass any poor sods what look like they might need your help, consider giving their tale of woes a listen. Sounds like a chore, I admit it, but you never know what interesting opportunities could be lurking out there, just waiting for you to stumble on them. For example, Ninia over yonder has been casting glances at you since you waltzed in. Why not lend an ear and see what she has to say? You're likely to find yourself running odd errands in the beginning, but once you've built reputation as a woman folk can trust, the jobs will get harder and the rewards more generous. If you have the time, I'd also seek the advice of the smith here in the wench. The lads as bear that titles have, I don't know, this sense that makes sense. The lads as bear as that the title have some fine advice for them what are just starting out in the profession. And that, my girl, is how you go about becoming a legend among adventurers. Doop doop dooby doo. To leave the drowning wench, you must accept the quest, make a name by speaking to Ninia. Now, if you do what I did the first time I went through all this stuff, I fast-tracked that all this text, and I didn't realize I had to talk to this person. And I was trying to figure out, what do I got to do to get out of here? Because you can't go anywhere until you've talked to this person. And then you can. Alright, so I am not going to read the side quest. I will say their names and what level they are, and then we'll just go through the text. So this one is level 1, making a name. And let's go through. Alright, and then we're going to go and talk to... You see that right there? That is a symbol for continuing a quest, which we have to do to go down and continue and whatnot. Now, what Ninia wanted us to pick up was these herbs because she thinks that they're black market or something, and we should turn him into the guy with the yellow jacket. I think it's that one right there. So we're just going to go through and pick them up. It's A button on the Xbox controller twice. Select it, hit it again to pick it up. And it would be the X button on the PlayStation 5 twice to pick it up, and probably left mouse and right mouse to pick it up for the PC. Oh, actually, no, we didn't get them all. So it's not that yellow jacket. It's not even a yellow jacket. It's this pirate looking dude. Thought it was a yellow jacket. Alright. You hand them over. Alright, like I said, I'm not reading side quests, so we'll just get them done. Alright, I'm looking at quests because there is a quest at level 5 that requires us to have level 5 gear, so I'm going to make sure I get all the quests that I can get that has level 5 equipment. But for now, let's click on this Aetherite to tune it, and then we'll get the guard coming up to talk to us to continue on the main scenario quest. Another novice adventure. Badaron has sent more than a few of your kind this way of late. I am Sundheimal, one of the Yellow Jackets tasked with keeping the peace in the city. It is also my charge to provide guidance in the use of this device. Fear not, I shall be brief. Aetherites are crystalline structures that tap into aethereal energies. They are primarily used as a means to travel swiftly from one place to another. Return and teleport, the most common transportation spells, make direct use of the Aetherites and their connection to the flow of aether. And all these devices are found in almost every corner of Eorza, and adventurers worthy of the name will wish to seek out and attune herself to each one. Once you have expanded your horizon beyond the wall of the city, you will soon find yourself performing the act of attuning as a matter of course. There is, however, no need for unseemly haste. The Aetherites found in and around the city will be sufficient for the present, I assure you. Should you wish to learn more about Aetherites or transportation magic, I will be here to answer your questions. And silent protagonist nod number 3. Alright, so we are attuned. We learned the return spell. Return basically will take you to your home Aetherite. You click this, you will see set as home. You can set any Aetherite crystals as your home. If you have any questions, that's Sun Heimal. You will talk to him. He will give you same information, more information as you go. Alright, I'm trying to remember something. Where is the mail? The delivery mogul. Delivery mogul is up the way. Alright, we're not going to do that one because there's no gear. Over here is the Nozblot person we need to talk to for the main scenario. A fine day to you, madame. Welcome to the most complete marketplace in the grand realm of Eorza, where every shelf groans under the weight of wonders born from all four corners of the world. Pray browse the stalls until your eyeballs ache from oogling the overabundance of unbelievable bargains. Now, as much as I would love to elaborate upon the unrivaled quality of our merchandise, I must tend to some cargo but recently arrived at the docks. You bear a gift from Boteron? Whatever could it be? Ah, my Octant. By the Navigator. I must have left it behind in the winch, along with a week's pay and several bells worth of intoxicated memories. Hand it over. I am most grateful to have it back. This tool is a keepsake from days as a ship captain. You see, needless to say, your good deed must be repaid, and what better recompense than the wisdom of a master merchant? If it is simple and sturdy adventuring equipment you seek, you need look no further than east and west arms of Hawker's Alley. Least you doubt each gil you invest in arms and armor will be money well spent. Adventuring is, after all, a dangerous profession by its very nature. It goes without saying that Hawker's Alley boasts stalls specializing in the tools of every martial discipline imaginable. And within but a few steps are bazaars and apothecaries that will most amply supply all your potions and perishable needs. Our keen-eyed agent procures a frankly befuddling range of wares during their sojourns to distant shores, so it pays to become familiar with the type and price of the goods offered by each stall. Such knowledge will serve you well if your purse is light or your time is short. But verbal instruction of this kind will only profit you so much. Experience has ever been the surest teacher, if not the kindest. I invite you to explore the markets for yourself. And we are done with that. Now, we have to go back to the winch, to the drowning winch, to go to the Marauders Guild. But before we do that, we're going to hit these Ethernet shards because we can teleport to these from within the city. and it's free, and it's a quick way of traveling around, so we're going to do that. Internets. And also, if you get all the ones in the city, it rewards you with 2 destinations that are outside the city. In the case of this one, 2 of the gates that you will commonly go out of for questing early on. So we're going to do that. Alrighty. Alright, so I'll show you how it works, but I want to go in here first. There should be a quest. There is. Hopefully it's for gear. Tell me you got gear. You got potions. I don't want potions. I want gear. I don't remember where the level 5 gear is. Quest gear. I don't remember where the quests are for the level 5 gear in Limsa Lominsa. I will have to figure it out as I go. But they're here. They're here. There's like 4 or 5 of them. Alright, so which way are we facing? We want to go this way to the Eager Lominsian. This will lead us to the Culinary Guild? Or the Fisherman's Guild? Fisherman's Guild. This way we won't have to make this run ever again. Alright, this is my little sprint. Sprint it! Move ya lass. I really don't like that word. I don't know why. It just seems offensive to me. I would never use it. Maybe I should look up what it actually means. I know it's talking about a lady, but it just seems... Alright, for future reference, that over there is where you become a rogue. Which reminds me that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to level the Marauder to level 10, do the Marauder class quest, then I'm going to switch over to Rogue, get that Rogue up to speed on level so that I can continue the main scenario quest, take the Rogue up to level 30, switch at level 30 to Machinist, and then take the Machinist to level 50, and then I'm going to switch to Samurai, and then I'm going to take Samurai all the way to level 70, and by the time I'm done with all that, the expansion will be coming out, and I will be switching over to Reaper to try out the new job. And I don't think that I'm going to be able to get through all the content prior to the expansion, but I definitely plan on leveling up, going through the expansion, and then finishing up after the expansion. But I'm going to try to do all the content in between, so we're not going to miss anything. And as you notice, I'm not going to skip any of the main scenario stuff. I'm going to make sure that we experience it and enjoy it, because the last playthrough I had, I skipped a lot of it. I went through everything fast, and if I'm being totally honest, I took some time off of the game, and when I came back, my guild was all max level and doing the new Shadowbringer content, and I wanted to catch up, so I basically bought the story advancement thing and bought the level 70 for my character class at the time, and I skipped all that, so I don't really know the full main scenario quest. Alright, so here is where you get your Mughal Delivery. If you look on the top right of my screen, it says Marlboro, and then it says 16 next to the envelope symbol. That means I have 16 messages. So we're going to go through here, and we're going to grab all of our stuff. This is all my pre-order stuff from all the editions that I've gotten. Now, one thing to pay attention is clicking in gets rid of the green from the message, but it doesn't remove the highlight above the message itself. And you can still see that there's lighting on the letters. That means you haven't gotten the items within it. And that's important because I'm going to go through and delete all these after I've grabbed all this stuff. And I don't want to be deleting anything that I haven't gotten the contents of the message yet. So let's just go through and get all this stuff. And in this, I'm going to get a helmet that I believe gives me 20% experience until level 10. And then I'm going to have an earring that gives me 30% experience until level 70. So my leveling up is going to be pretty quick. If you don't have any of that stuff, I think you can still go out and get the... I think they have packs that you can buy that has this stuff in them, even though you didn't get it with the edition you got. So look for that on the stores. I don't know if it's the Mog store or another one, but it'll be in one of those if it's available. And the level 70 earring is so beneficial. There's going to be another one for the next expansion. Man, I can't even remember what it's called for some reason. Endwalker? Is that what it's called? Endwalker. I think it's Endwalker. And that one will go up to level 80, I believe. So that'll be good. Which is the max level right now. Wait. Yeah. I think the max level changes to 90 in the expansion. So yeah, they let you go through the old content with a boost, and then you have to go through the new content without any experience boost. With one exception, if you have a character that's level 80 and you're level 90 and you're playing a secondary job, that secondary job will get a 50% boost as long as it's under the level of your max job. Alright, so that's what I wanted to do here. I wanted to get all my stuff. I'm going to show you a little thing that I do all the time. I'm going to go over here. This is the recommended gear, and I'm going to equip. And I do this all the time because I'm always getting new gear. It's just quicker to do this. It optimizes it unless you get a piece of gear that you're really specifically trying to go for a certain stat, which is endgame meta stuff that I haven't really gotten into because I don't really care so much. I get the best gear I can get and I put that on. But if you're into the meta and you're looking for certain stats, you won't want to use it at the end game. But until then, recommended gear will usually give you everything you need. And you can see that it changed my whole entire look. Not as much skin showing right now. Alright, I'm not going to use that. I got to go through the drowning winch. And out the other side. Oh, that was kind of cool. I didn't know they had a emote like that. Alright, and then off to the left up here, there'll be the... This is the culinary one? I think it is the culinary one. Culinary Guild. Just pretty good to do culinary because eating stuff gives you buffs, including experience, so that's another way you can get experience. I think this one gives me gloves. Yep, we'll take that. Alright, now let's go to the Marauder Guild and get our Marauder on. Slime hats. So, alright, I mentioned that this was my favorite MMORPG, and a couple of the reasons why, beyond that I like the combat, I like the story, I like the world of it, is that there's two main things that I think separates it from other MMORPGs. And the first one is that you can have one character do every job. See right there, I'm unlocking those two outside destinations, which will help you. So grab all. First thing you should do when you get into an area is grab all the shards in a new city. And there's 3 cities. There's Limsa, Lominza, Ulda, and New Gridania. So when you go to those, grab all the Ethernet shards. Alright, so anyways, back to what I was saying. You can have one character do every job. You don't have to create a new character. Say if I wanted to become a conjurer and I wanted to start healing. All I do is once I get to level 10 and I beat the first class I chose, is I beat that class quest at level 10. It unlocks the ability to switch classes. I said that earlier. But that means that I can go over and I can become a conjurer. I just got to go find the guild, talk to the guild leader, start the quest. Done deal. I'm a conjurer. I'm healing people. This also is the same for the crafting and gathering jobs in the game, which I'll show you how they do that. If you go to jobs and classes, you can see all of them right here. So these are all the classes and how they break up. And not all of them are accessible from the beginning. I kind of already went over that. And then once you get to level 10, you can start your gathering and crafting. And these are all those. The site discipline of the land is your gathering. Discipline of the hand is your crafting. And you can switch those at a whim as well. And you don't have to create another character to do any of it. That's the first reason why I like it. And I know they had that in Final Fantasy Online 11? 11 Online? Was it 11 or 10? I think it... Which one was it? 13? Whatever the previous online was before this. I get mixed up with all the numbers on these. So anyways, that's the first thing. The second thing is, and what makes this great, I think, for especially new people, is in other MMORPGs, as you're going through, if you're not there when the game launches, people will bypass the content and not come back to it. So anybody starting this game now, if that was the way it was, you might have a hard time finishing some of the dungeons and whatnot, which is part of the main scenario quest. So what they've done to combat that is that they give players that have already beat content reason to do it again. And the reason is usually extra experience, extra tokens for picking up things in the end game, and what have you. So it doesn't matter really what you do. You have this duty finder here, which unlocks eventually, and you can queue up for dungeons and whatnot, even if you already beat them, and get a bonus, a daily bonus for doing those, which helps other players, because now I can go do a dungeon or a guild hest, and not worry about not finding a group, because people are going to have a reason to do that for that bonus. And I've never had a problem. Yeah, some queues may be longer than others and whatnot, but everything that you want to do, even raids, they give you reasons to do raids on a day, even old raids. So I think that's great. I mean, beyond all the stuff other stuff that I like about this game, that is a huge one for me, because I always play solo and I usually have a hard time finishing content. It's kind of why I quit playing WoW, is because I could never find a mystic group. I was ready to do mystics, couldn't find a group to do it, and at that point my progression stalled, because you have to do mystics to get enough gear to do raiding, and raiding is repetitive, and I don't think it, if I remember right, didn't give you a high enough gear for it. It was just a grind, and I could never find a group to do it. You don't have that issue in Final Fantasy XIV. Alright, so this is the continuing of the main story quest. Ho there, adventurer. Curious about the Marauders Guild, are ye? Any axe worth swinging needs 2 hands on the haft and has a blade what can make short work of a galley's mast. That's the kind of weapon our members train to use with deceptive swiftness and all too predictable force. Are you interested in hearing more, lass? Then why don't I give you the short version of the guild's founding history, and we can go from there. It all started with ships, you see. We have ships. What have ships got to do with axes, you ask? Well, building them would be pretty bloody difficult without a sturdy tool to lop down trees for timber. And since only the navigator herself knows When the ships run afoul of a storm or worse, it makes sense for the crew's carpenter to carry an axe on board, right? It all started with shipbuilding and ship repair. What? Am I boring you? As I was saying, any tool on a ship can become a weapon, and the axe was perfect for hooking yourself over the rail of an enemy vessel, letting loose in a whirl of steel, and generally laying waste to all about you. As more seafarers took up the axe as the weapon of choice, so did the bloody art of the Marauder begin to take shape, especially among pirates where strength and skill decided your place in the world. And with an eye to assembling crews of battle-ready raiders, the pirates started teaching the proper way to wield a chopping blade to the new recruits. And that's how the Marauder Guild first came to be. But once the Galadian Accord was signed to unite the Maelstrom and the pirates again, Limsa's enemies, the whole game changed. The Accord itself was a dismal failure, of course, but the Marauder Guild was never the same. It was taken over, restructured, and purged of its pirates element. It had been reborn as an institute dedicated to naught but the teaching of axe fighting. The members of the new Marauder Guild were no greed-driven cutthroats neither. They were soldiers who sought to use their martial prowess for the good of society. If mastering the axe is your heart's desire, then you'll find no better arena in which to practice your swing. Think it over. Let me know if you fancy joining our ranks. I have a feeling I'll be seeing more of you soon. All right. So now we come to this new icon that popped up here. This is an icon that means it's going to unlock a feature or something in the game. And this particular one is the Marauder Guild itself. I mean, I'm level 3 already, so I could keep going, but they have quests at level 1, 5, 10, 15, 20, and every 5 levels all the way through until you switch to being a warrior, which I think is at level 30, and you can continue through at that point. So those quests, the guild quest for your class, unlocks equipment. They give you equipment give you experience, and sometimes they unlock abilities. So it's always wise to do them. While I'm going through my playthrough, I am going to do the blue quest to unlock whatever feature it gives us. So you will see those as I come across them. I will do them. In this case, I'm going to go ahead and take the Marauder one and become a Marauder. I'm not going to read the guild quest because it would lag too much on the time it takes to finish this stuff. So I'm just going to power through these. If you want to read them while you're doing it, then feel free. We're going to just go ahead and go through them. And one of the problems with these is there's no voice acting on any of the class job quests. If there was, it might be more enjoyable to go through them. But he's basically just saying, hey, you want to be a Marauder? All right, be a Marauder, but you're going to have to go show that you can do some damage, and here's how you do it. Go out and kill some sheep, some lambs, some rats, and some ladybugs. All right, we'll do that, but for now, I am still trying to find these other quests. Culinary, what is this one here? I looked at that wasn't going to give us anything. All right, let's go ahead and head back to the Drowning Wench, turn in our main story quest. That'll give us a good chunk of our experience towards level 4, if not fully to level 4. So you know that crescent, if you look at my Marauder level 3 bar down the bottom, 0, 1, 1100, on the right you see that crescent. That means I'm in a sanctuary, which means that I'm getting a rested bonus, and as that rested bonus goes, I get an extra 50% experience as that is there. Free companies, yeah. We're going to decline for now. Well, what's the details? Let's see. Misfit Mafia. I don't know. I don't really feel like seeing a bunch of free companies chat while I'm making these videos. So I'm gonna go solo. All right. Where was I? All right. None of these give us the items we want. So all right, let's keep going here. All right, there you are, Solstice. Enjoy your jaunt around the city, did you? If you mean to base yourself in Limsa Luminza, that won't be the last time you visit them places. And now you've got some idea of what's where. You can start exploring the rest of the town. You've shown a good ear for listening, lass. Stick with old Balderon and you'll go far. Complete. Alright, so now if I click on him, you'll see that I can't do this until I'm level 4, which is fine. We're almost there. So there is some things that I want to do here. One of them is being get that silly little icon next to my name gone. Did I type it wrong? I must be typing it wrong. It is newbie. Let's see here. It's not listed there, so N-O. Two S's on it. Alright, I'll have to remember that and do it next time. I'm going to take myself out of the newbie network is what I'm going to do. But I need to be level 4 to get that one, which is the pants I need. So let's go ahead and head out and do some damage. Alright, this is not the side that I wanted to go to, but it'll work. We'll go over to the shard on the left there and venture out to get ourselves some actually we're gonna go to the Cap Castle because I think the guy I want to talk to is there. Or is he at the other end? Either way, I want to check these out and see if they're what I want. They're not. He's at the other end, isn't he? Yep. We're going to go back to the Aetherite. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I have the sheepish request. That one will have us taking out sheeps, and since we're going to be doing that anyways for the Marauder quest, we might as well benefit from it twice. Alright, our direction is this way. How low can you go? There he is. Yep, we know. You want some meats from the lambs. We will do it. Alright, let's go over here. Let's expand some things here. Make them a little bigger. Map. going to expand that. I want you guys to be able to see the moppy mops when I open it up. That should be good. Alright, let's continue on. I'm glad I came to find that guy. I was going to go out the wrong exit. I guess it's both, depending on your... perspective. Alright, so... I guess we should go over some things. These orange ones are where your quest items are. It can be killing, in our case, creatures, or picking things up, or whatever. This is what they call a fate. And let's go ahead and do that real quick. Might as well jump over there. And it looks like this one is the... Is it on the other side? Is it, oh no, it's these guys, the poogies. Alright, so you can see the Mughal there is not aggressive, but these guys are. He didn't see his just over here. We don't really want to give too much attention to too many because they're still newbies. Remember, you can run if you need to. Excellent. Now we got combos. I can explain combos. Alright, let's go ahead and continue with the fate, and we'll run through that. Once we're done with the fate, I'll explain combos and how they work and why you want to use them, because they are very, very beneficial. Alright, so there's 3 levels of fate. I should say, you can complete them at different reward levels depending on your participation. There is gold, silver, and bronze. And if you, for each one you get, depending on the level that you acquire, will depend on how much gold and experience you get. Gonna obviously try to get the highest possible. And you don't really have to take everything out, but yeah. So the way experience works in this game is if you're the first one to hit something, you will get all the experience for it. Otherwise, it's based on your contribution, and you get a portion of it. Alright, so you just saw, and I clicked through it, but I got gold on that one, I think. Wait, no, that wasn't the fate. That was mine. I leveled up. Alright, fate complete. There you go. You can see that I got gold. It's all good. Fate rewards. It kind of tells you there. Same thing I already said. In the meantime, let's go ahead and we're going to bypass the low-level guys. We're going to go for a quest now. I wanted to show you fates because they're a great way to get experience, especially while you're waiting for, say, a dungeon or something, a duty. While you're waiting for one of those to pop, you can do those. You can do fates to get experience. And even if you have to leave early, you can still pull a copper or a bronze or a silver. You don't always have to get the gold, but you can see that the quest marker that was above these guys vanished because I got enough that I didn't have to get any more of them. Still need to get some ladybugs. What's up with the ladybugs? Alright, so now we're going to start double dipping on this I thought maybe the lamb fate was coming up. What is this guy doing? No, he's... If you see somebody that's a low level and has a chocobo, that means that they're leveling up another job, essentially. So I'm not sure why that guy's going for the lambs. Maybe food, maybe our meat so he can make culinary stuff, or who knows. He could be doing it for the quest for his class that he restarted. It's hard to say. Alright, so let me go over combos right quick. We still need one more sheep, but that's fine. High quality items. Alright, so if you... I guess I should tell you how I'm getting in and out of these menus with the controller. If you hit the start button, it'll bring this up. Actions and traits will show you all your available actions and traits that you can map down to your bar down there and use. So we go over this one, you'll see that it is called Heavy Swing, and it has a potency of 200. Potency basically means the higher that number is, the more damage you will do based off of your stats and everything. Now, this is the new one we got, which is part of the combo, and it says delivers an attack with a potency of 100 unless you do it with a combo action after Heavy Swing, which then it makes it 320. So what that basically is saying that you're better off doing a Heavy Swing and then following up with Maim, or you're going to use a 200 potency, you're going to use a 100 potency over a 200 potency and never get the combo. So you want to do it in the combo like it said. Now we just got Berserk. This is a buff ability. You can see the recast is 90 seconds, and it basically for 10 seconds guarantees that all attacks are critical. So that is a buff. I'm going to go ahead and move that. I don't like keeping buffs on my main bar, but that's fine. Alright, so let me show you how that works. So if I hit him normally, not bad damage, but if I go over here and I go all criticals, it didn't take me 3 strikes to take him out. It took me 2. You can see the way up compared to without that. Alright, so Berserkers wore off. You see it should take 3 hits to take them out. There you go. Alright, so now we have everything we need for our 2 quests. Let's go back and turn them in. I'm going to go ahead and use return. Remember, that takes you back to the Aetherite. Doing it for 2 reasons. Normally I wouldn't. I would just run back, but I'm showing you guys how it works and saving a little bit of time. Alright, so now we're back at the Aetherite inside of Limsa Lomenza because this is our home. We're going to go Aethernet. We're going to go... Actually, it might not have saved us any time because now we got to go back and talk to this guy to turn in quest. No, we don't. Yeah, we do. No, we don't. Who do we give the sheep stuff to? Journal. Oh, it's a culinary quest. Okay, so yeah, it's up there by the culinary. So we'll go turn that in first. Aetherite, culinary guild. Turn it in, get our reward. Now we'll have an option here of picking between 3 different rewards. This shows you the experience you get for the reward. This shows you the items you can get for the reward. So, Disciple of War is, if I go out and look at the character again, the character jobs, it says tank, melee DPS, and whatnot. So you can't tell by looking at these which ones are the Disciples of War and which ones are the Disciple of Magic. But anything that casts spells like Thaumaturge, Arcanist, Red Mage, Blue Mage, those, the magical ones down here, these are the Disciples of Magic. The other ones, I'm just making sure that there's none hidden in there. and the healers. The healers are also the disciples of magic. Those will get this. Those will be the disciples of magic gear, and the other ones, pretty much all the other ones, I'm pretty sure all the other ones are disciples of war. So when you look at these, you'll see that the first one is disciple of war, right? Anything that's a disciple of war. This one is all classes. So if you wanted to use these for a disciple of war, you could. But otherwise, it's intelligence and mind, which is better for disciple of the mind. And then, of course, over here, you're going to get a bronze piece that you could sell for 100 gil if you wanted to get that. I know that I want the gloves because I have that quest, the main story quest at level 5 that requires me to have level 5 gear, so we're going to pick that. All right. Now let's go turn in the Marauder quest. And he's already going to have the level 5 one for us. We'll go ahead and grab that. Alright, so the hunting log. The hunting log, there is one for each job. And what that does is if you go over to your logs, you will have a hunter log. And when you're in the areas that are around your level that you're doing these, you'll see that symbol, the one that says reward. Is that the right one? I don't want to give you guys bad information, so let's go active help. Let's go hunting log. All right, no, that's the symbol. The little swirl, 2 or 3 swirlies right there. That's the symbol for the hunting log creatures. You see those, and you take them out in the number that they request, like ladybugs. Then you will get a reward, and the reward is right there. That is the experience reward. That's all you get for these, and you have to, once you've defeated all the ones on difficulty 1, you'll get the big reward up there for experience, and it'll unlock 2. So you got to go take all these out. Now, one thing you can do is if you go over one of these, it'll tell you what area you're likely to find them in. You can find them in other places, but this will tell you what area you're likely to find them in. Alright, and on that note, we're going to run back to the Drowning Winch because the main scenario quest is ready for level 5. But we're not going to do it on this episode. We'll do it in the next episode. We're going to go ahead and log out for this episode, and when we come back, we will continue on and do that stuff. Just so you guys know, I'm going to try to put out 1 video a day of this so that I'm going to grab this one because we're going to need the legs so that I can have the time I need to edit them and everything like that. Otherwise, I won't be able to edit them properly and all that stuff. Even though the edit, I mean, is pretty much I'm just putting an intro video in, so you're not going to miss anything with my edits. You're just going to, you know, see an intro video for about 10 to 15 seconds. So anyways, until next video, take care. Bye-bye now. Static Buzz out. Oh, and don't worry, there are so many features and things that we haven't even touched on yet. There's going to be plenty of stuff to go over. So, hope you guys come back for that. Oh, there's no music. It must be off. It is off. Why? There we go. Much better. And next episode will have music. There we go.